Welcome to the number one friendship podcast in the country. I'm Aaron Karo.
I'm Matt Ritter.
Guys, make sure to go to audible.com/the buddy system to check out our Audible original and Man of the Year podcast.com to buy our merch and watch our videos on YouTube. Matt, we are men of a certain age.
Is it a good age? I don't know.
That age being mid 40s, late, early 40s, as you say.
Yeah.
My TikTok is always flooded with Stoicism. Stoicism.
Isms.
Yeah.
Stoicisms.
And I not only did I was like, oh, we should talk about Stoicism and friendship, but also we should talk about Stoicism in general, because I kind of think it's bullshit. Even though it's been around, I believe, since the Greeks.
And so the Greeks are bullshit, but Karo's got it. Karo's got the eternal truths of the world. Karo sorted it out, but the Greeks don't know what the F they're talking about.
And just like the very brief, Stoicism is a Greek philosophical school of thought from the early 3rd century BCE, became hugely popular in Rome, and now is popular with TikTokers. But I feel like the main Stoic principle, this is not even about friendship now, it was like you can't control external things, but you can control internal things.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a Stoic. No, obviously I'm a, let me ask you this. Let's back up.
Yeah.
So I'm a fad follower.
Yeah.
Right. We know this about me. Right.
Yeah.
And maybe Stoicism is just the longest running fad.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Isn't leave it Stoicism?
Yeah.
Let them. I'm sorry. Let them.
Let them. Yeah. I think it's a little bit of Stoicism. But I'm saying, what if, I'm not taking your side. I totally disagree with you. But what if, just there was a 3,000-year-old version of, these faux influencer dudes. And that was, that was the Greeks that became popular,
Listen, we're going to, in the listener question, we're going to actually also get into fads and scams. But if you were living in the ancient Egyptian, I mean, you would have invented the original pyramid scheme. I mean, you would be with the real pyramid.
They would have called me Ponzi, but in Egyptian with a hieroglyphic, with a little hieroglyphic, there would be like this guy, and then there's people under him. And that's what that was. When you see like a chart of people, that was like, the Cutco knife scheme in the Middle Ages.
Original MLM.
Well, I was going to say about, just the Middle Ages of it all. Like, Pythagoras, was it Pythagoras? Came up with all the math stuff just to get laid. Wasn't he running like a huge brothel? And
is that true?
Orgy cult? Yeah, I think so. He had all the right angles, huh?
Well, someone said, oh, get out of here. That's beneath you. That's a Karo joke. Beneath you.
I know. I thought you'd appreciate it.
Someone said to me the other day, like, of course these people were geniuses, Plato and Socrates, because nobody knew anything yet.
Well, no, I'm going to disagree, because their thoughts and ideas have endured and been proven correct in a complex society. They still like hold.
Yeah, but like, if you're the first person to because nobody else had, these are all things that we eventually would have figured out.
Yeah, but to be able to figure them out in such a simple world is even more impressive, I think. Like, I think it was it Da Vinci who now, like, it's on TikTok all the time, the like self-sustaining bridge. Have you seen that one where you can just build a bridge by yourself?
God, can you imagine if Da Vinci came back like Bill and Ted's style and saw us on TikTok on the toilet?
Yeah. Oh my God. No. So I think those guys were smart for any time.
Okay. That's fair. I mean, listen, yeah. Imagine like coming up with an idea. Imagine 2,000 years from now, people like be the friend.
I'm going to joke to death because I was just going to say Copernicus, pretty smart guy.
Yeah. Listen. Okay. So I'm not saying they're not smart.
Everybody was like, oh, look at those ghosts in the sky and all this stuff. And we're the center of the universe. And he was like, no, we're not.
Right.
Was it Copernicus?
No, you think of Galileo, I believe.
Galileo. Whoever figured out that the earth revolves around the sun. And didn't they kill him for it?
I think they imprisoned him.
Yeah.
But also imagine having a scientific belief and then the Pope gets mad at you. Like, who gives a shit, Pope? Like, stay in your lane,
Well,
Pope.
because it goes, yeah, well, it goes, like, oh, it's Copernicus. I said that.
Well, what did Galileo do?
Galileo.
Galileo was also, people were pissed at him for, God, we are really showing
He was an astronomer. So what was his thing?
I thought his thing was
Father of modern astronomy. Galileo claimed to fame. This is pathetic. No. He pioneered the experimental method, and he made the telescope that all of his discoveries supported that sun-centered universe. So basically, long story short, Copernicus came up with the idea, but he couldn't prove it. Galileo started proving it, and the church did not like that.
Got it. Yeah. All right. Fine. They're smart. Fine. The ancient Greeks were smart, but so explain this to me, and then we could talk about it with friendship. For me, what I understand is the primary tenet of Stoicism is that you can't control the external. I can tell Matt is deep into a Copernicus Galileo.
Yeah. No, I'm listening.
K-hole. You can't control the external, but you can't control how you feel about it.
Right.
So again, I feel like this is very, very Mel Robbins. Let them. Okay. So someone comes up to you in a bar.
Yeah.
And sucker punches you.
Okay.
So are you not supposed to feel angry?
No, but see, I don't think it's that cut and dry, right? Because I think what they're saying is that, like, you have to be able to control your anger. It's not about not having anger. It's about being able to control it, because calm itself is a form of strength. Emotional control is a form of strength, but not getting angry isn't, like, I don't think that I don't believe, if it is, I don't buy into that you should never be angry.
Right. But it's like, yes.
They're saying respond. I think their thing is respond, don't react. So, like, we talk about this with parenting sometimes, of, like, I don't know, we were joking, like, if people hit their kids, like, you can hit your kid if you've made a conscious choice. That's what needs to be done. Not if just, like, flash of anger, you just slap your kid.
If it's premeditated corporal punishment, it's okay, is what you're saying.
I'm not agreeing or disagreeing. We were just theorizing. I'm not saying I do this, but I'm saying the difference between, righteous, like, whatever, responsible reaction, like, and uncontrolled rage is one of them is stoic and the other one isn't, right?
Yeah. But it's just this idea of, if something bad, maybe I'm too reductive, and like, it's like, if something bad happens to you, you can control
how you react.
There's people who live with envy and anger for their whole lives, and poisons them to death.
Yes. Comparison is the thief of joy. Whoever said that, I forget.
Yeah. I think it was Yates, wasn't it?
It could have been our guy.
But, I don't know. Some of this is why we made fun of Mel Robbins a little bit. If something happens to you, like, what else? I mean, yes, you shouldn't let it consume you, but I mean, they always make it seem like, oh, you can't control it, so no use feeling upset about it.
No, I think there's a better path. I think what we've seen is that people get eaten up by their reactions to things. And if you live, I think it's more a lifestyle. It's foundational. What you're saying is, like, moment to moment decisions. I just don't agree with the framework of living this way, right? Living with the idea that I have emotional control at all times, and therefore anything that gets thrown my way, I can decide how to react, no matter what it is.
So again, I'm sure I'm being a moron. Ryan Holiday, who's like the head, he's the thought leader, he's doing a book deal. And at the last moment, the publisher goes, you know what? We're not going to give you this book deal anymore. Is he zen about it? Is he upset? I just don't get it. Am I an idiot?
I think everybody has emotions. I think they're talking about how to control them, how to control, and how to see it as part of a larger journey of how you live your life. And like if you live your life in virtue and with emotional control and believing that the obstacle is the way, right? That's part of their thing too, that you're going to make it through based on your principles. That's really what it comes down to. Look, the reason I love James Clear is because he's got a set of beliefs, and if you live according to those, you will win. There's a reason that a lot of people believe in Catholicism or Islam or Judaism, and not the way we do it, right? Like there are like practicing daily, foundational beliefs that guide them in their everyday life. So they actually don't have to make decisions that you're talking about. Like you're talking about making decisions in the moment without having a set of beliefs that guide your day-to-day decision making. And that's why, my friend, you're lost.
Matt just like pointed directly at me. You could watch that on YouTube.
No, that's why we're
Okay.
all lost. No, but I'm being serious. Yeah. I think whether or not you think Stoicism is BS, whether you think James Clear is BS, whether you think religion is BS, I think everybody needs to figure out what their code is just because it makes your life easier.
So how do you think this applies to friendship? Because certainly in friendship, there's many things you can't control. You can be a good friend and you can't get someone can be a bad friend in return. They don't respond the way you want them to.
Right. So I love our be the friend mantra. I mean, I knew you're joking about it before, but that's in your control. Right.
You want to just recap what be the friend is?
Everybody's waiting around for somebody to show up. How come I didn't get invited to this? How come nobody's calling me? Well, if you're the one that takes that first step, if you're the one who's reaching out, if you're the one that's making the plans, you'll feel good about that, and you'll have healthy friendships just by default, because that's what people are looking for, and that's what builds healthy relationships, by being the friend. But in the context of Stoicism, and then like how does this apply to friendship? I just think if you have the attitude that that's how I live my life, because you do live your life that way, then it's easier to deal with all of the variables that come with being friends with people.
So, by the way, I do kind of see how being the friend is stoic, because you're controlling what you can control, which is I'm going to be the friend. I'm going to be a good friend. I'm going to invite my 3 friends to this event.
Yeah.
I'm going to outreach. Now, I'm assuming, I'm going to see if I can learn here. One of these friends who you invite to all this stuff, he never invites you back. Yeah. He just had a party and he didn't invite you. Now, you could choose to fly off the handle. You could choose to let it ruin your week, your day, your year, or you could jettison them, or you could just not think about them. Presumably the latter two would be more stoic.
I mean, you can do a lot of things, but I think the point is just that you don't react in a way, or you don't let it get, you don't let it get to you. I guess it's really like about, hey, I'm charting a course in life, and that's sort of the let them thing too, right? I'm charting a course in life, and I don't want to just be thrown off by other people's responses or attitudes to things.
Yeah. I'm going to name a couple other stoic tenets, and you stop me if there's one that you want to discuss about friendship. Ask yourself, is this essential? Meditate on your mortality every day. Value time more than money and possessions. You are the product of your habits. Remember, you have the power to have no...
That's clear. That's my clear.
Okay. You are the product of your habits. Meaning like you set a system in place.
Yep.
And
I mean, you're the product of your habits.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Oh, of course. Put yourself up for review, interrogate yourself. I think that's kind of interesting, which we haven't maybe talked about with friendship, like looking inward a little bit.
We haven't really done that as an episode. We've done like review of your friends, right? But we haven't sort of done like, hey, actually, didn't we score ourselves as friends? Like on the...
Oh yeah, that's true.
Very early.
No, but that was our social fitness. That wasn't like yourself.
Oh, that wasn't okay. Yeah. Yeah.
You know how I think this would come up? This actually came up to me in the field, Matt. Someone was asking a question which you and I have answered before in the pod, which is like, I met this group of guys. They're an extant group, and like
Yeah.
they're kind of not letting me in. And I said to him, why would they?
Right. All right.
Like, why would they? You're just some other guy. They're already friends. What are you bringing to the table? And he's like, I never thought about it that way.
So that's, that's a good Stoic. I think that's a good Stoic related approach.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because I think it's about action, right? And Dry and Holiday is very big on action, and Clear is big on action, and they're big on, planning. But, both of them are about action leading the way, right? Like I've been seeing a lot on social about how the way out of a lot of your problems is just doing something. Right? If you don't know the answer, just do something. If your mood is bad, just do something that like the result will come after you take the action, not from like overthinking.
That's like when Nancy Pelosi was like, we need to sign the bill to find out what's in it.
She was just being stoic.
But that's true. It's like, dude, I suffer from analysis paralysis all day.
Right.
So
that's the anti-stoic approach.
Yes. Oh, that's right. That's interesting. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just, it's process, what's it called? Like, trying stuff, failing.
Let me ask you this just about friendship.
Yeah.
I believe that people are drawn to other people. And so living a stoic life could also have the benefit that just more people that you want to, be around would be drawn to you just by the way you're living your life.
Yeah, I think that's definitely true. I mean, like that's why we tell people to find your golf, like do something you're passionate about.
Yeah.
Like, do you ever meet someone who's doing a completely different job from us, not entertainment, not lawyer, and you're like, oh, do you like it? And they go, oh my God, I love it. Aren't you always like lean forward on that?
Yes. And I know you're very big on, like, I like the way, I have to say, I'll give you a compliment. I like the way you react to that. I've seen you react to people who are really into their jobs and you ask them a bunch of questions about it and you're genuinely interested in it. And I think a lot of people would see that and go, who cares? It's optometry,
Oh,
but
I killed to meet an optometrist.
Right. Yeah. It's a good gig because you always have to reorder those contacts and you always have to get a prescription first. You always have to re-up every year. So no, I'm saying I'm giving you a genuine compliment. I think that that's very true, and not a lot of people do that.
Well, that also falls under one of our tips: be curious. Like especially if you're on a mandate with a new potential buddy, like ask him questions, not just about the mortgage and interest rates and the Dodgers, like what he's up to, what he believes in.
Yeah. How about these two for friendship related stoic stuff?
Yeah.
Stoicism is about adaptability. I think healthy adult friendships are about adaptability.
Okay. So like in the moment or like in your life?
In your life, but also in the moment. I mean, I don't know that it's so moment to moment, but we're all confronted with sort of ups and downs, life changes, etc. And, we expect our friendships to be static a lot of the time.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, we talked about this recently about like when you change or when you have a change in your lifestyle or your situation. I'm actually demonstrating a little bit of friendship adaptability this weekend.
How's that?
So we're filming this a little in advance. Matt, I don't know if you saw there's a huge winter storm coming to the middle of the country.
There is major.
So our very good friend Christina, she is at a yoga retreat in Mexico.
Okay.
And she called me yesterday. She's like, I can't get back to Dallas. All the flights are canceled. Can I come to LA and like spend 2 days with you before I can get my flight back?
Great friending.
Well, I didn't tell you if I said yes.
Oh my God. So where's the, I mean, you said you were being adaptable. So,
well, I did say yes.
You said, here's a list of hotels. You said, here's a list of hotels, Matt.
I sent
Here's
her.
a
I'm
list
like,
of Airbnbs right near my house so we can have coffee at a set time that I give you 2 days in advance.
I did send her a thing. I'm like, it's only a 1/4 inch of ice. I'm sure it'll be fine. But she, I believe, was also adaptable because she stayed with me once a couple years ago. Listen, I'm just not a stay with you guy. That's just not the. I bring a lot to the table. That's
Would
not
never
one.
would never cross my mind.
But this time when she called me, she's like, "Hey, I know this is last minute. Like, if you've got work to do, if you have plans, like, I will do my thing. I'll go shopping. I won't be in your hair." Like, she did what I would do if I did it. You know how I always think the
Yeah,
world would.
yeah.
She did what I would do, and I was like, "Oh, I appreciate that. That was very nice." And I'm not saying I need to deserve a medal for helping my stranded friend, but
Yeah.
I'm saying for adaptability from Karo, that's not bad.
No, good on you. How about this for the last Stoicism
Yeah.
one that I think is friendship related? So one of the other Stoic virtues is not offending easily.
Ooh, well, this is from our shit talking episode. No, not offending or not getting offended.
Not getting offended easily.
Oh, interesting. Hmm.
Is that a really good friendship trait? Yeah, I think so.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is like that's basically saying don't be defensive.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's right. I think, but as a Stoic thing of like, hey, I just live my life not walking around with a eggshell
Yeah.
in an eggshell.
Yeah. You know what I think we're gonna do, Matt? Let's do a part 2 of this at some point. More stoicism because this is like ripe
Okay.
for.
Ripe.
Yeah. All
Ripe.
right. Should we take a listener question?
Do it.
All right. We'll be back with a listener question. Okay, guys, this is asking for a friend. If you have a friendship question or ethical dilemma, send it to us on Instagram, Man of the Year Podcast, and we will answer it on the show. Matt, you're going to love this. This hits a lot of your erogenous zones. It's got couple friends, it's got financial schemes. It's a little long, but I'm going to give you most of it because I think you'll appreciate it.
Okay.
Hey guys, actually this was to our Instagram, but to me, Aaron, I'm a big fan of your show and really enjoy the advice you and Matt provide on Man of the Year. I'm hoping you can help me navigate a situation with a longtime friend. We used to be neighbors and our families are close, but we've never been particularly tight. Usually our wives coordinate the hangouts. Recently, he reached out to get us all together for the first time by reaching out directly to me. When our families got together, he shared that he's been struggling with depression after losing his job. The strangest part, however, came toward the end of our hangout when he pitched me on a new business venture he joined, a financial service that feels very much like a pyramid scheme. He is clearly invested in it and is pushing me to buy the software so he can earn a commission. I told him I'd look into it just to keep things civil, but I have no interest in this product. I feel frustrated he put me in a position where I have to choose between supporting him financially and maintaining our friendship. I'd like to preserve the relationship for the sake of our families, but I also want to distance myself after this interaction. How can I tell him I'm not interested in the least offensive way possible? I want to avoid making future family gatherings awkward while setting clear boundaries regarding his, quote, business.
Wow. I feel does this happen to me?
You mean you've been the person?
No, I haven't pitched people on business stuff. This has happened to me.
Do this crypto thing.
No, I've never asked anyone for money ever in any way capacity. That is an outrage. But I'm on the receiving end more than you know. Recently, I've been on the receiving end a couple of times, things like that. And one of them is a family member, and it's super awkward. Distant.
I mean, here's my quick go-to answer. Say my wife said no, sorry.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
I actually used that for a like one of these like group investments that a bunch of dads wanted to go in on.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think I have wife approval for that kind of thing right now. I think I'm out on that. But I also think you don't have to make a big deal out of it because you don't owe anybody anything. If you make a big deal, it's like you're actually like somehow you owe them to do this. By being defensive, you're implying that it's rational to even consider this strongly from a person who isn't really a close friend, isn't in your life in that way. You don't have that level of trust. But this happens all the time, by the way. Friends of friends, acquaintances, people pitching you on random investments. All that. I mean, this is like adult life.
Well, my interpretation of it is that the wives, and the families are friends. Maybe him and the
Yeah,
husband are secondary. So it's like
yeah,
you don't want to screw it up. He's
yep,
gonna see this guy again, so you don't want to be weird.
yep. Listen, I had somebody in the neighborhood, kind of screw me out of something financially, and it was like a work thing, and I didn't, I don't want to make a big deal out of it, but I don't want to be friends with this person. I
Mhm.
think I told you this, and then he's all like jokey, and I just don't give him any jokey stuff. But
Yeah,
like my wife maintains a degree of friendliness with the wife,
yeah,
and I don't have a problem with that. But like it's also clear we're not getting together with them, so that's where I draw the line. I
right.
draw a
So
harder line. Like I'm not getting together with this person. But that was more like he did something really off-putting. This is like
right.
this guy did something that's like pretty common that people do that all the time. Lack of self-awareness.
Well, he also didn't quote do anything to our question asker. He made an
Well,
offer.
pitching him something like making a hard ask on somebody that you barely see and that you're not that close with.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's weird. I feel like we're taking opposite tacks on this. I would be you usually, like, how dare you? And you're kind of like, yeah, I get this every day. Um,
I'm saying people do it all the time. I just
yeah,
think it's way more common than you realize where people are out, they're pitching things, they're asking, and it's fine. Look, we should all be helping each other when we can, right? I mean,
yeah,
if you're a friend and you want to help, financially, whatever, and if it is
yeah,
a good business idea, a lot of people go in on businesses with their friends. So it's not like far fetched, but
right.
it sounds like this guy kind of like you're not even close with, and it felt like an uncomfortable pitch. But you don't need to be defensive about shutting it down, is what I'm saying. That's the part that makes it awkward. You can just say no.
Yeah, I think it's a firm and very polite and very respectful, shoot him a text. Hey, I took a look at the materials, seems interested. I'm not just really in a financial position right now to invest in it. I really hope it blows up because it seems great. The end. And then I think you can ignore all
Totally.
future questions from it about it.
Totally. You just, but again, you don't even have to do it. I think that's a very nice thing to do. You can honestly just say, yeah, I appreciate the offer, not for me. And that's it. And so then it's like, this is like me saying, don't come to me with these things anymore,
Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. I think we have a little, I guess, because you have more experience with this. Yeah. I'm a little bit like, let's put some sugar on it. Because you're like, really feel like we're switched today, Matt. Because I agree with you. Never bring this to me again. How dare you? Is what I would say.
Yeah. I don't feel how dare you about it because I get it a lot. So I feel I have to just cut it off earlier so that I don't have to indulge in every person's potential financial scheme that I meet through the parent network.
How would a Stoic deal with this?
Stoic would go, that's interesting. I wish you the best.
Yeah, I wish you. You know what's great? Don't you know it's a great like a comeback? Like don't say yes or no. Just do what you just said. I wish you the best. Just it's implied.
Yeah.
Good luck with this.
Yeah, I just don't think. Yeah, look, I don't think it's offensive that somebody's pitching, something they are actually trying to make money off of. And then how else would you do it, right? I mean, you have to go out
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
sales. I mean, you have to go out and raise money, and that's always awkward. By the way, it's always uncomfortable for that person to do that. It's not good. It's not fun a lot of the time to like feel like you have to go out and ask friends and neighbors and people. But if you believe in it, hopefully you're doing it because you believe in it. And you
Dude,
think
this
you're
dude
going to
can
make
roll
the
up. Yeah.
you
This
think
dude
you're
can
going to
roll
make
up
the
next
money.
time in a Mercedes. We don't know. I mean, it
Right.
could be huge.
Right. Right. But I think he's taking offense because he doesn't feel close. He feels it's a breach of like their level of intimacy.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Like he
I
thinks
kind
you don't have
of
the right. He's basically saying he doesn't think this guy has the right. They're not close enough. He doesn't have the right to start pitching him this stuff. And now that he's pitched it, he feels like, oh man, now I can never see this guy again. I just think our listener doesn't realize how common this occurrence is.
yeah, and presumably this dude is pitching people left, right, and center. So it's not like
Yeah, that's what
yeah.
I'm saying. Like this guy's, he's trying to raise money. I mean, it's hard. You got to go hat in hand house to house, door to door, friend to friend, acquaintance to acquaintance, and it can create uncomfortable moments. But I think the best thing to do is just communicate, thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, but no thanks is a great sum up. Okay, guys, that was asking for a friend. If you have a friendship question, send it to us on Instagram and we'll answer it on the show. Also, please let us know what happens with this pyramid scheme. All right, that's our show, guys. Thank you so much for listening, or whatever. Would say is a Ponzi scheme and a pyramid scheme the same?
I think so.
Yeah, I think they're the same. Always remember, be good to yourself, be good to your friends. Love you, buddy.
Love you, buddy.